going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Thursday, April 4th, 2024. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And we appreciate all the love and support that we've gotten here at Pick Dawgz over the years. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to tune into the Wraparound to be put on some free pick NHL winners. If you're looking for my best bets on the board, the games that I absolutely love, head to Pickdawgz.com, click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Got plenty on the board for everybody today. Depending on what you like, I got an NIT play of the day. If you're in New Jersey with Seton Hall in the NIT title game, make sure that you can bet on that game before you purchase it. I got an NBA play of the day, MLB pickoff play, currently number one in baseball, so hope to keep that rolling forward. I know it's a marathon, not a sprint, but still off to a great start there. And I got a couple NHL plays on the board as well for long-term subscribers. So you can hop on a daily pass. I also have a 3-pack with all those plays of the day for today for the MLB, NIT, and NBA for $49. But if you want, hop on a daily pass, can build you up some money, and we can build that bankroll up. Or the best value, hopping on a long-term pass so we can stretch out your dollar, get you maximum value, make the plays cheaper for the longer term you go. And you can also, like I said, if you hop on a long-term pass, you're getting access to those bonus NHL plays that I launch in there as well. Also, you can pair me up with any of your other favorite handicappers as part of our multi-capper promotion. But whatever you choose to do, make sure that you use that promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. But that's down the road. We still got the morning show that's in the rear view. Got the drive-through coming up at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna have a ton of great cappers to talk about the card today. Small card everywhere except the NHL. We got a 9-game NHL card to talk about today. Let's make some ice cold hard cash. We went 4-1 yesterday. Let's roll it forward today. You guys know the drill. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game on Thursday's card takes us to the PNC Arena where the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Boston Bruins. And, this is going to be a great matchup. This could be a potential, Eastern Conference Finals preview, as these two teams are, two of the best in the East. And, I've gone back and forth on it because I could genuinely see both sides winning this game. Both are coming in off of back-to-back wins. But the thing for me in this one is that I think one thing remains the same about both these teams, is that both have some of the best goaltending groups in the NHL this season. And when I look at this matchup, I keep seeing 3-2. And we saw that in the first meeting between the two this season. Finished 3-2 in Boston in favor of the Hurricanes. A lot of the recent meetings between these two teams have finished 3-2, and a lot of them have finished under the total. So that's where I'm going to roll with this one. I'm going to go with the under 5.5. I think we see a defensive battle. I think we see a playoff type atmosphere. If you want a precursor to if you're not familiar with playoff hockey, or you just want to get in the playoff vibe early on before the playoffs start, this is going to be a great game to watch. I'm going to take the under 5.5 in this one. Now we're going to go to the Nationwide Arena where the Columbus Blue Jackets host the New York Islanders. And the New York Islanders, for my money, haven't been a team that's worth backing for much of anything for much of the second half of the season. But they have won 4 of their last 6 games. Head-to-head, they've owned the Columbus Blue Jackets in recent meetings. They've won 8 of the last 9. A lot of those have been by 2 or more goals, and a lot of those have just been convincing victories, including both meetings this season by a combined score of 9-3. And the Columbus Blue Jackets are a team that's simply playing out the string at this point. The New York Islanders, they are still in the mix for a wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. They're only 1 point back of the Capitals and the Red Wings, who are tied for the final wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. So I think we see a concerted effort here from the Islanders. I think we see them step up, rise to the occasion. I'm going to take the Islanders to win this one in regulation at -125 and split it with the Islanders on the puck line, laying the 1.5 goals. Now we head to the Bell Center for a matchup between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. And a game I went kind of back and forth on because we've been able to find value with the Montreal Canadiens as an underdog in a lot of spots, cashing the +1.5 goals. And, each of the last 2 meetings between these two teams have been 4-3 victories for the Tampa Bay Lightning, including a shootout victory just under a month ago. Actually, sorry, just over a month ago in Tampa Bay in a shootout. But the Tampa Bay Lightning have still been able to get the win in all 3 meetings this season. They've won 8 of the last 10 head-to-head. And while Montreal's won 4 of 5 and beat some pretty good teams in the underdog role in doing so, beating up on Florida, Philly, Colorado, and Seattle, I still think that the Tampa Bay Lightning are just on another level right now. They've won 8 of their last 10 games. Sure, they're on a back-to-back coming off of the win over Toronto, and some people may call for a bit of a letdown spot after the big win over the Maple Leafs. And Jonas Johansson probably getting the start here. Hasn't been one of my favorite goalies to back, but the Tampa Bay Lightning are starting to win games on the road. They're now a 500 team on the road, which was crazy for me to say. Earlier on this season, I thought the Tampa Bay Lightning were one of the worst road teams in the NHL, but they've started to play better on the road, and they have a better road winning percentage than the Montreal Canadiens have home winning percentage. The Canadiens have a losing record home and away this season, and I just think the Lightning are trying to, officially lock up that playoff spot in the Eastern Conference, and they're also trying to chase down the Maple Leafs for the third spot in the Atlantic Division as well. So I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Lightning in this one. We're getting a reasonable price with them at minus 160, kind of on the fringe of where I want to lay money lines, but I'll still take the Lightning here at minus 160. Now we're going to the Canadian Tire Center for a matchup between the Ottawa Senators and the Florida Panthers. And, I wanted to find a way to get on the Florida Panthers here because the Panthers have owned the recent meetings between these two. They've won 7 of the last 8, including both meetings this season. But the Florida Panthers are kind of backpedaling into the playoffs right now. They've fallen out of the lead in the Atlantic Division. This is a team that at one point was the best team in hockey, and now they're starting to stumble. They've lost 8 of their last 10 games. A lot of those have just been because they've been able to give up a lot of goals and haven't been able to stop teams on the other side. Now, some of those have been close games. I mean, they lost 5-3 to Montreal, 6-4 to Toronto, both in games on a back-to-back, but they did battle back hard against Toronto. They came back from 5-1 down to lose that game, like I said, 6-4, and then lose to Montreal 5-3. But now they're going against an Ottawa team that just had a 5-game win streak snapped with a 3-2 loss in Minnesota. But it's also an Ottawa team that plays their best hockey at home. Usually these Tkachuk brother rivalry games can be a little bit chippy. And, I think that there just could be some value here with the Senators at plus money. I think I just want to take a shot on the Sens against the Panthers. This is not a game I'm rushing to the window to bet. It's one of my least favorite games on Thursday's NHL card. But if forced to pick it, I would take a shot and try to attack some plus money here at plus 122 with the Senators. Now we're going to the Capital One Arena where the Washington Capitals take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. And this is a rivalry matchup. This could be an interesting one between two teams that are right neck and neck in the wild card hunt in the Eastern Conference. The Washington Capitals currently holding down the second wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. The Pittsburgh Penguins 3 points back. And with Washington having a game in hand on Pittsburgh, this could be a huge game for the Penguins. But the Penguins have still been very shaky on the road over the course of the season. And Pittsburgh, they have won back-to-back games on the road at 4 of 5. They won in some tough environments in New Jersey at Madison Square Garden. They also beat the Carolina Hurricanes at home. And the Caps have lost 3 in a row. The Caps still play, like I said, they're better hockey at home. 2 of those 3 losses came on the road at Buffalo, at Toronto, like I said, where they've been a little bit shaky this season. And the loss at home was a shootout loss to the Boston Bruins, who we just talked about are one of the better teams in the NHL with one of the best goaltending groups in there as well. So I think the Penguins, their goaltending's been shaky for me all year long. It's been a team that's been very, very hard for me to trust. So I'm going to roll with the Washington Capitals in this one at the coin flip price. I think being at home is going to be the difference here. And like I said, what could end up being a playoff type atmosphere with so much on the line for both teams. Now we head to the XL Energy Center for a matchup between the Minnesota Wild and the Colorado Avalanche. And, the Minnesota Wild in dire need of a victory here, considering they're on the outside looking in the Western Conference playoff picture. Currently 8 points back of the Los Angeles Kings for the final wild card spot in the West. But the problem for me here is that the Colorado Avalanche are just clearly the better team. They're still trying to chase down the Dallas Stars for the division lead. And while Minnesota's been competitive, they've covered 5 straight on the puck line as underdogs. They've lost 5 straight outright as underdogs. They're losing a lot of close games, but doesn't change the fact they're still losing, and there's not enough value on the plus 1.5 to take a shot on the Wild to keep this game close. The Colorado Avalanche, were a team that's been fairly, I would say they've been much weaker on the road this season. It's not saying a whole lot considering they're one of the best home teams in the NHL this season, but they're still 18, 15, and 5 on the road. They've been doing a good job sort of winning games. They did just take one on the chin against the Columbus Blue Jackets in a bit of a shocker, but prior to that, they swept a West Coast Canada road trip and also beat the St. Louis Blues. So I'm going to take the Colorado Avalanche. They're the more trustworthy offense, in my opinion, and I think the Minnesota Wild are just running out of steam at this point. Now we're going to the Bridgestone Arena where the Nashville Predators take on the St. Louis Blues, and it feels like so long ago now, even though it's only been 3 games where the Nashville Predators were on an 18-game point streak. But now they've lost 3 in a row by a combined score of 18-8, and while those 3 losses came, a couple of them came against some of the best teams in the NHL in Boston and Colorado, and the one loss that kind of started it all was an 8-4 loss on the road at Arizona. Doesn't change the fact that the Nashville Predators just look like a team in a spiral right now. The St. Louis Blues, they've won a lot more consistently than the Preds have in the last couple games, and they're also won 7 of their last 10 games as well. They've done a good job of keeping games close, and they've done a good job of battling, and they've covered the puck line in 8 straight as underdogs. I'm going to take a shot here on the Blues plus the goal and a half, or laying around minus 145, minus 150 with them. But I also think that there's value here taking a shot on the Blues to win this game outright at plus 158. This game should be maybe minus 140 for the Preds at home. So give me the Blues here in this one. Now we go to the Canada Life Center where the Winnipeg Jets take on the Calgary Flames. And I kind of went back and forth on this game because both these teams are, neither of these teams are in great form right now. The Calgary Flames, they've lost 6 of their last 7. So have the Winnipeg Jets. But the Winnipeg Jets, they snapped a 6-game losing streak with a win at home over LA last time out. And despite that losing streak, I stand by the fact the Winnipeg Jets are one of the more consistent teams. They're solid home or away this season. So just the Calgary Flames just look a team like you can stick a fork in. I think they're almost mathematically done at this point. They're 16 points back of the LA Kings with 8 games to go. It would take an absolute miracle, and I say miracle in the true definition of the word, for the Flames to make the playoffs at this point. I think the Winnipeg Jets are just a better team. I think they snuff out the Flames here. So give me the Jets to win this one in regulation at minus 125. Our final game on Thursday's card takes us to the SAP Center where the San Jose Sharks take on the Los Angeles Kings, and the game I kind of went back and forth on here as well because this is a hefty price to be laying with the Los Angeles Kings, who haven't been in the best form as of late, but they did just beat the Seattle Kraken 5-2, and ironically enough, the LA Kings are starting to play their better hockey at home. I mean, they've won 4 straight home games. They've dropped 3 straight on the road, but it doesn't change the fact they've been mathematically better on the road this season. 21-14-4 on the road compared to a 500, 18-11-7 record at home. The San Jose Sharks have been better at home as well, but they've lost 9 of their last 10. They've lost a lot more prior to that, and they're the worst team in the NHL this season from a point standpoint, and they've been getting crushed left and right. Of the 9 losses that they've taken in their last 10 games, 8 of those have come by 2 or more goals. Simple math for me. I'm taking the Los Angeles Kings on the puck line in this one to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Thursday, April 4th, 2024. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell in the description of this video below to get notified when the newest and freshest content drops here at Pick Dawgz. If you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. And make sure to let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Good luck.